Zoom is just too much. Maybe there's some other way to do this. Okay, there, that's a little better. All right. I will wait. Painting the cat's eye, close up, macro photography. Um, in this case, just took the picture and blew it up from a painting I painted earlier. Actually, it was in 2023. I painted the cat. Okay, so that's the photograph. That's the enlarged eye and fur area. Loey, how you doing? That's the painting that's in progress. Whoops. From this one, which I put to the side. It was a Facebook live feed. Okay, so I thought it would be fun to zoom in on the eye and get the fur to be more blown up and to help isolate an area and really go after details and stuff that can be seen instead of a microscopic. I mean, this is a small, let's see, relatively small painting, a 5x7, but the eye, which is not focused, I'm sorry, it's not like looking at something large like that. Um, and I have trouble with smaller things with my eyesight problem, but that's another story. So I thought it would be nice to do this. I painted the other one in 2023, I think. Might have been a little earlier. Again, this is from a website that is, I think it was Unsplash, free image, you know, to use. And we have, I'm just taping down my background. Just give me a second here. Let more people come on. Not sure who's here. Let's see. Chat hidden. I don't want chat to be hidden. What did I do? Okay. So we've got 5 people here. If you want to let me know if the volume is good, and I will try to turn up the volume right now. There we go. Okay, so we have a really good evening there, Color Graphics 49. How you doing? So this is Clayboard. There's a super detailed drawing. I'm sorry, it gets out of focus too close. You can see the layout. This is a 1-to-1 ratio. The stencil's built right in, right? So I'll be spraying through openings and things like that. In the meantime, it was traced down. That's great. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad you guys can hear it. If someone would please share this to my Facebook page and TV Guide, Airbrush TV Guide, if you are Facebook users, because that will help. This is normally a Facebook live feed, and I'm doing this on YouTube, and my Facebook people are wondering where I am. So if you could share it to Facebook, especially the TV Guide page or a WADA, Airbrush League, William Snagan, my page, I'd appreciate it. Okay, so clayboard, as I was saying, it's 3/16 masonite on the back, a nice smooth clay finish. It feels like it feels like a smooth Formica surface. Okay, so let's get that little piece of tape off there. Okay, so you can even see a little smear. I did a little smear with the lead, just to, when I was trying to find things, I decided to use a little blending of, because it's going to get buried under, I think it's black with probably a mixture of, it's kind of like sepia and I would say, what's that color? Burnt sienna and different colors that would, I tried doing that with just transparent, and I was running out of time tonight, so I didn't mix this color yet, but that's no big deal. I have the iris colors mixed, and I'm using Createx paints, which basically is the opaque. When you put white in the color, you start to go to an opaque, no, opacity. You can't see through it. The mixtures are in little containers here. Okay, as I always show, I numbered it just to help me quickly find like what, because there's a number of colors that are close here. So that's my little system, a solo cup. Createx for any newbie that doesn't work with these colors. This is a illustration color that's transparent, and you can use it in a transparent form, of course, and you can mix colors. And once you put white in it, you start making colors that are more exact, but it's more, can't erase it as, you can only erase it when it's sprayed like halfway, meaning not full strength. But in the meantime, I'm not worrying about erasing right now at all, really. I'm concerned about going after, let's see, I'll get this part first. Going after what I see as far as solid base colors that can have transparency on top. Okay, so let's get the black in the gun. I think I'll use my, no I won't, it has white in it still. So I have the HP Plus, I have the Micron, okay, which is the CM SB custom Micron side bottle with a MAC valve right there. You can control the air. The compressor is a Silent Air Turry Hill model. It has the telescopic handle. It has wheels on it. You can 6-gallon tank. You can take it out on the road. It's just like pulling a suitcase, you know. And then even going upstairs, you just put the wheels to the step, and you pull up and up into the house or wherever you're going. So it's really a great air compressor. It's very silent. And I did a little tour on my advertisement to say to you guys, I'm doing a live feed with the fire painting, and people like that. You know, they like to see my studio. So what I think I'll do is a nice longer video, a little bit longer, and I'll title it. I'll upload it. I won't do it live, and I'll have a little more time to think and show a few more things that I use in the studio. Maybe zero in on the compressor more, and just have the daylight instead of evening light because it was a little bit shadowy. But right now I'm going to have pure black. Okay, so we get this. There's no mix in here. It's just going to put it. Still going to put it into a solo cup. Okay. So just a little bit of distilled water just to help it move a little bit more. This is just a little drop, And I usually have a paintbrush, which has got white on it right now. I don't want to use that, so I'll find another one real quick. Missing some paintbrushes, so not like they're gone, but I usually use round brushes for this, the round ones, but I just grab the flat. Distilled water, even in my cleaning, the cleaning of the brush and stuff, I use the distilled water for everything. I mean, every once in a while, I'll use the sink just to rinse out the brushes or sink water, but if I have distilled, I'm going to use it all the way, even for cleaning the brushes. Okay, so we have, get this flowing right, and put the color to the side. So I have the drawer open below from this art desk, and I got paper in there and copy paper and things like that, just to be able to grab it real quick. Pencils, tapes actually leaving the cart on the side. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna pin that down, and I cut it out before, I'm just looking at it, and I'm gonna get the black in there. So basically, let's see, I'm gonna pull away a little. Zooming is bad on this. It's just not easy to do. But okay, so let's see. Sounds great. Hello, Bill. Hey, Bobby Silva, how you doing? Uh, so great, you guys are here. So I'll back off for right now so you guys can see um, this bigger area. It's clayboard, like I said. Okay, I'm gonna pin that down on the right side of my fingers. And this is pretty much, the edge is pretty uh, sharp edge as far as catching the edge of the stencil. Just putting it in little by little. Now I'm going to hold this side down, and I'm going to just dust it in a little bit. Check it, see how my shapes are. That looks good to me. Go for the top. See, that got a little chopped up there, but I'm not too worried about that. Okay, let me get that out of the way. There we go. Okay, so this is a good time to use the way Drew uses his finger, because you won't slip. I'm feeling slippery on this right now, so I'm going to wet my finger a little bit just to get the friction from the skin. Now I can feel it, better. Or you can go like that and just use the joint of your finger. Okay, but right now I was slipping off of the airbrush. Just air dry a little bit. Slipping like, I didn't feel like I was controlling it good. Going for the bottom, pinning it down, capturing that. It is going underneath a little bit. That's called underspray. And I don't want that. So let me just check it out. Yeah, to this side, it went off over there, just a little bit. And I also a little bit of a flat cut right there, but I can fix that as we go. This really came out nice, this side. So there's a tiny bit of overspray. So what I'll do is I will take this and just see it right there. That overspray is very sneaky. That might be a little bit of the graphite too, but I'm gonna get that off there. Just got a nice soft eraser and get real close. Clean that up, clean it off on the paper down below. Looks good. A little bit here still. Okay, I'm gonna look at that. Yeah, this has a little bit more of a shape like this. I'll use the pencil right here, and I'll finish where I didn't cut it out right. Couldn't see it too good on the black and white copy either. So I'm just coloring it in now with the pencil just for a second. It's too pointy, so I'll kind of sweep that down and just round it off right here. And for now, yeah, the lead shines a little, but it's just to give the right shape. Everything's looking good there. I'm just making sure it's dark enough. I have highlights that are going to go in, and I guess I'm going to do them after. I didn't even pay attention to that. I was trying to put this together. This was supposed to be a painting of the Mustang. When I got it was a yellow Mustang that I already painted in a small version. And I apologize that I'm not doing the Mustang tonight, but I was not happy with the colors from the photograph. It was just too different from the cell phone. When I looked at the really beautiful colors it was too brown. The shadow colors were too brown. Wanted them to be more of an orangey, yellow brown, and it didn't have that. So I was getting frustrated, and I said, I want to change the project because I didn't want to run all over to the store again and get the print, you know, that kind of stuff. It just wasn't. This was something I have. I have projects that are already here that I can do, meaning in my studio, and this was one of them. So I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and that's it. That's why I'm doing this one. What do I got here? Okay, so if I take that out, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take another stencil. Okay, from this. Let's see. Do I have what I want from this one? Yes. I'm going to take this off now. Okay, this is annoying anyway because it's forcing this to kind of come forward. So I have 3 black and whites that I had in stock here. Oh, I don't have to throw that away. I might need it for something. Okay, let me get another copy of the eye. There it is, and there it is. Good. Okay. So on the one that I painted, about probably in 2023, it was Facebook Live. I painted him. He's not finished, but so this is this one. And whoops, sorry about that light switch. Put that over here. Okay, so this one was painted on a 5x7, and you know you cut out the shapes and you spray through them and that kind of stuff. So I'm just showing you how I went about it. I have lots of black and whites. There's the color one. Might have been easier to see. That one ripped. This was probably the one that I used right here. So what I'm going to do right now for this one is I'm going to take the new copy from the larger black and white, which get these out of the way for a minute here. So yeah, I was painting the whole cat, or the whole picture of what I saw. I like that it was cut off, you know, like a cropped face. So that's what I did last year, sometime last year on Facebook. Probably 2 or 3, probably 2. I didn't finish it down in here. The out of focus background, this eye's blurry, you know, so it's not finished. This has to all be worked out. But in the meantime, I've got, okay, this that I'm going to get a cutting mat. Just going to cut out this shape right now, and so I can put some black around that before I get the color in there and start to dirty it up with the black overspray. So I need my cutting mat, which basically the whole desk behind my white background there is a cutting mat made by Art Tool. And it's covered right now for, I've got to redo this, so I just threw that behind this for now. So let's see if I could do this in front of you guys. If not, I'll put this on my lap. This is a cutting mat. And I'll try to make that cut right here. Get the curve of my hand. See, if it's on my lap, I like to pull this way. That's a nice curve. So let's go that way. This is a little bit fuzzy there. So I have to pick something to stay on. I'm going to kind of follow that line a little bit. Now I'll just kind of find where it really is because of the blur there. And then it looks like, let me look at the color photograph and make sure that that is a highlight and it's lost in the sauce here. I really can't see it beyond that. Okay, so I'm going to follow this line. right here. Just make it a little stronger. And then it will connect here. Hopefully I can make a nice smooth cut. I don't usually like to cut in this direction. Get my blade out. This is very soft. Well, the newer one is. So let's see, I like that curve. No, I like to pull it this way. So let's just start here and go for it. I hope my arm's not yeah, it's blocking you guys, but you know what I'm doing here. Okay, so I have that now. So what I'll do is I'll go like this. I might as well use this side too, right? It's got some little out of shape things here that I can just put in freehand actually. Just when I spray to the edge, I won't spray completely to this edge. I'll kind of back off and do it freehand later. Okay. Just keeping the pressure on there. And at this point, the way the blade just felt, I would change it if I was going to do any more cutting. You don't want to cut for a long time. You want to change the blade a lot. All right, so I'm just going to cut this out right here. Okay, so the cutting mat has done its job for now. And get that eye surrounded with a little. So this is a positive block, you know, it positively will block that. Let me make sure I am low enough here. That looks good. How's that? It's not coming up. There we go. I think it backs over a little more. Right? Oops, I got a piece that didn't pop out right there. Might as well use it. It's a nice little stencil shape. So now I'll go down to the lower part of my desk and just finish that cut. Okay, so that's that there. Hey JC, how you doing? Cool. Welcome guys. Okay, so make sure that is right there. Right there. I think if I go to that line, all right, I'm gonna trust the stencil and the outer edge. Okay, looking at the photograph, you can see it goes to brown. So all I'm going to care about right now is a little bit of a loose shield. I'm not going to pin that with my finger. I'm going to dust it in real light actually and just peek at it. See what we got going on here. That's good. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of let that be a raised shield. And it is hooking up, meaning it's not pinned down and it's kind of flaring up this way a little. So I'm just blowing it out that way a little bit. Let's see it. Let's see how the edge is. That's good. Because I want the edge to be not like I had frisket on it. Get that. Same thing here. This is going to transition into brown. So I do not want to go too far over. I do want to capture, let's see. I'm going to get a square edge there. I should have taken that out a little bit more. Okay, so I don't want to go, this is black down here, so I can trust this right here. But I'm not going to go all the way over because I do not want, I want brown in there on the black. That's not too bad. I can look at the photo now. Black is black, so I should be able to kind of freehand this a little bit. What I'm rolling up against is a highlight of his eyelid. So I'm just locked into position here, resting my hand on the shelf here. And this edge here will go away. That I got a little bit too far out, but I can just knock that back with an eraser. So I want to still finish this kind of nice shape here. That square edge goes away as I melt the two together. And I don't want to stencil there either because the lid, which is very hard to see, it's a lighter brownish skin color. I'm calling it brown, somewhere in the brown world, because up above it, it goes again, leaving that area lighter right here. A little more air pressure. And just by leaving the white of the board there, we're going to kind of see a highlight anyway. So again, it'll go to brown right there. So I don't want to get too close to the edge with the black. Okay. This area here, I didn't cut that out. I could. Let me do that. Might as well, right? Right here. Might as well use it if I can. You know, there's probably the French curve would be good, but then you got to do this side and that side, and I might as well just cut it out, but I need the cutting mat. Okay. A good way to do a study on this painting would be black and white. I like to use the India ink by Timothy John Luke Smith. He sells these. Let's see what I grab. Okay, so these are original bottles. He has professional labels now, but when he was first, he makes these mixtures. So this India ink is a light mixture. This is a medium mixture, and then you have dark, full-blown dark ink. And when you spray them, you can't get too dark with the lighter one. It's really cool how he mixed them and he made them. So if you want to buy these, just get in touch with Timothy John Luke Smith, and he has a YouTube page too, and he's on Facebook too. And the reason why I'm saying this just off the top is a black and white study would be cool too. You can also use the Createx paints, but the India inks are nice, especially if you like to work on paper and stuff. But if you look, and then he has another mixture that I don't have, that's right here, even lighter. And then he has other things on his website you could find out about. pastel pencils, which I have that. But that's another thing in itself. A black and white study would be really great. Check out his page. I mean, he's amazing. He's a great teacher. He has classes that you could pay for, and he also has stuff that he does regularly, like I'm doing, and he will give you information that will make you probably want to do some lessons with him, and so on and so forth. Check out his page, though. Tim's a great guy. Okay, so we want to kind of just round this off right here a little bit. Pop that out. And just press. When you get a piece that's not completely finished, just take the blade and kind of help it along a little bit by pressing on it. It's funny how those blades fall out from turning the X-acto knife. Eventually, I guess my hand is turning this a little bit too, but I also do that with the Mac valve. Sometimes I'm working with the Mac valve, you know, this is full on, turning it this way, and then this is turning it off. But sometimes my fingers will roll on this while I'm painting and actually turn the air off while I'm painting, which is not good. But I love having the access to that right there by my fingertips, because you don't have to reach over to the compressor. You can go to 20 pounds, you can go to 30. You know, it's more of a feel. You don't know the number because it's from airbrushing over the years. It's a feel, and you say, well, that feels like 30 pounds. That feels like, you know, it might be 18 pounds, but it works, you know. And then I like to go up to higher air pressure depending on the paint I'm using. Of course, on t-shirt, I will use 60 and more, because you're forcing the paint into a t-shirt or a sweatshirt material, and you're, you know, getting results that are phenomenal to work freehand with the Eclipse airbrush by Iwata. Okay, so we have this piece now, and we'll switch this over to this side again because the reflection is less there. Okay, let's get this lined up. Now this might be hitting the bottom a little bit, so I'm going to just take a piece of tape. I'm using, this is called console tape by Pro. Pro is the logo right there. They're great. Okay, they sell Pro artist tape and console tape. To me, they're the same. Console, I got this from Sweetwater, which sells instruments, guitars, and everything under the sun. One of the largest, if not the largest, at least in the United States. I've never seen a music store like that. But I was trying to find, and they gave me a good price. So they'll use this on a console for a mixing board, and they'll write, I guess, what they need to write. It's like waterproof. You can use it for watercolor. I used to use it for watercolor paper, and I use it for the airbrush for making borders on my paintings and stuff, because it really, I like white against the surface. I don't want another color. So we just need a little piece of tape here just to bring that up to about there. Okay. That wasn't smart because I forgot I had the white paper. It has to stick to the poster board. It just collapsed right on me. Okay, so we'll go with that. There we go. Okay. What did I do? Yeah, that's right. Wait, did I go too far? All right, so I'm going to go off of this edge first, right there. Make sure this is all lined up. Put it in there. Right there. Okay, I think I can go with that. Right there and there. It's hard edges on both, but I think I cut out a little more than I was supposed to, so I'll just use this backside. Oh, I turned my air off. Oh my gosh. Let's see if I can do it with one hand, guys. Let's see. Wrong way. Okay. That's good. A little bit higher than I wanted, but I'm going to hit this edge only. I got to turn that down a little bit. Nope, that's going to shift. I'm just going to have to stay with the air I got. Air dry it. Do it again. That should work there. Okay. Now, I'm looking at my line up here, and I think it might come in a little bit more. Yeah. Okay, we're going to go to there. Right there. I'm air drying it too. So. Create text black right out of the, right out of it. Okay. Now I'm going to sit back in the seat and I'm going to look at this and make sure it's not too much to have to look at right now, because basically I'm not studying something that's been worked on for a while, like the fire painting, okay? The painting, if you go back to my live feed from, I actually did one on Sunday. I usually don't do something like that, but my paints were going to go dry on me. So I was like, you know what? A bonus live feed. So I brought it to YouTube because that's where I did most of the painting, as opposed to Facebook. And I will show you where I painted a little bit after I got off the live feed. So I continued on. So what I worked on when I got off the live feed is, I think I went in, I was working in this area a little bit more. I was working, let me pull this up a little higher. There we go. So this will all get sprayed with a satin clear, so you won't see any weirdness. You'll see it's solid. So there's where I'm at now, working on, oh yeah, I think I went under, probably put a little shadow, like this flame still has to be a flame. That's more of that. It's a ghost kind of flame. So I put the white touch up on there, and I'll reestablish it, bring in the darker wood in. Now I'll stare at this, and I will squint my eyes. Now going back the next day, like the day after Monday, staring at this in the daylight and studying the darks in the light, squint your eyes. I was like, oh wow, I need to adjust this. I need to pop this out more. I need to brighten this fire area in there a little more. You need to take a break from your painting. So that's where I'm at. This is just about finished. There won't be any more videos on this one as far as I can see. There's no reason to. Those little tweaking details, more cracks in the wood, adjustments, some tints, knocking that white back, and little things like that, adjusting that, making the flame a little brighter up here at the top. See how mine is kind of went away a little bit. Little tiny things that, this yellow can burst out a little wider here. It's not so much that it bursts out, it's more the orange. So I'll fix that, and I will just tweak little areas that really and truly I'm not going to make into a video. I did enough on here to, show you guys what I'm doing. So there it is. You can see some of the blue has to be put in there. A little bluish here. Touch-ups, overspray got it. That got hit with overspray. Okay, and I got to make this brighter and hotter. As you can see the difference. Not a lot, but there's enough. There's a nice highlight in there. Back and forth. If I put the right colors in the right spot and the right values, it will work. So that is from many nights in the past. And I'm about to, that's where I'll study it. Now this, there's nothing really to study right now. It's not in the stage of any kind of craziness. It's just, okay, continue on. But once I get the iris colors in and a little bit here and there, that's when I'll want to sit back and say, okay, let me look at it now. All right, so what else do I need to do here? I'm going to go back in here and get a little tighter. A little darker, just shaping that, that's it's not a perfect thing either. So that little light area, hope you guys can see it, is kind of bumpy. It's an animal, right? So let's get zoomed in on this a little. Let's see. Oh, you are? Wow. That's cool. You're in this mentor class. That's great. And that I've never taken any classes. I've just I watch what he does online. Okay. So, and thanks for the like. Somebody liked this. That's great. The likes, if you do enjoy, that causes people to see more, uh, according to what they say, the algorithm. Comments and likes are very helpful. All right. While I got the black out, I'm going to just dust in a little bit here. Whoops. There you go. Certain areas. I just kind of penciled them in a little bit to give myself the actual pattern. I want it to be pretty close to the photograph, so the drawing has to be, I didn't want to just go crazy scratching in or doing my own thing. You can make it look good on your own, getting close to the photograph, but my goal is to really capture the design and the shapes that are in here. So there's a lot of brown in there too. So I'll just put a little bit of this in, probably blocking you. Let me go on an angle a little bit here. Sometimes they have the B model, right? By the Micron has the B, which is not a side cup, it's a gravity feed. I used one when I first was learning to use the Illustrator guns. My friend had one. And oh man, that thing, that I don't know, maybe certain airbrushes work better than others, but I know that I like the B. And right now, this going to show you how to do this, like not be in the way. This is going to hit the painting. So that's where the B would have come in nicely because the bowl is on the top. But that's no big deal. It's just something worth mentioning. Tip dry can really stop you short there. I won't spend too much time in this area. I'm just doing a little bit while I'm here. Okay. A couple marks here and there. Just kind of giving myself a pattern to go off of. This is actually a really nice little edge there. So I could take, you could take a paper shield, you can take a shield like this one here, and you could come in here and get that nice little, this is the rougher organic edge. I need the other one, which is a little bigger, but it's smoother. So I could come in here and get this shape to be more accurate by just blowing off this edge of the stencil. You get a little squared off area there. And because it is acting this way, so I might as well use it if I can in small areas, right? Okay, so that's how I'm going to go back now. I'll do one more section right here, and it's more of a gray tone here, so I'll just back off on the amount of black I put in. And then you could come in with your erasers, and you could clean up and pull out an area that isn't supposed to get covered, like that. And even down here, you could get a sharper point. You could, like right here, I could go and clean that up a little bit and get a stronger edge of that, as if the hair was sharper, right? So anyway, that's just little things you can do. And I see this connection right here. So I'm going to take, let's see, what can I use here? Possibly a larger French curve, I'm not sure. I'm just going to try to finish this without a stencil if I could. Okay, that's the organic one. Organic meaning on Drew's stencils, he has an edge here that maybe you could see if I put black behind it. So let's use the black from the photograph. And if you look, you can see a rough edge. And you might want that. So it built in. But when you order these, you can order it with the organic edges, or you can order it with the smooth edges, which I have both here. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can find that. Nope, I'm not going to get that from there. I might get that. That might be a little too weird. So I'll look for something else that might give me that shape from another stencil. I could probably walk that one around. Let's just try this one for a minute. Nope. That's a little off right there, so I'll just use the smaller one and do my best with it right here. Let's see. Oh, there it is. That worked out good for the most part. Just connecting this, that's all. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's a little hiccup there that a lot of darkness goes into that. And that's pretty much giving you the shape of the eye now. Just so you can see what these other features are on the stencils. So you have your textured things built right in, but you also could hold this off the surface and get a blurrier version of things like that. So that's built right into the stencils. That lends itself good. I see a lot of that in the eye, somewhere down in there. You can freehand it too. All right, so am I happy with that? That's exactly the shape I need. I do have a little guy right here. Hope I can aim and walk this up. Nope. Yes and no. It kind of spidered. There we go. So what I have to do is just take the aggressive eraser and just get that little bit of blowout right there off. Come around like that. And I just took off what I just sprayed. All right. I'm going to go one more time and turn the air down. Just trying to round that off a little more. Way too much air. Okay, I went further than I needed, but that's okay. Clean the eraser up. You know what? At this point, it's soft enough paint that I don't need the aggressive eraser. I can just use a little Tombow and get in here and just take the top off that right there. I went back to the same spot. It's squaring off. Oops, I don't want to scratch it. Okay. All right, I'll focus on that little thing after. That's not a big deal. Of course, it is bothering me a little bit. So it will go up like that. I need it a little higher to get this thing to be there. I'm using a pump stroke. I just wet the finger a little bit again to might be blocking you guys, but I have to aim, so that's pretty good. It gets lost in the sauce here. There. Then I can come back later where it goes off to the right and just tweak it. Okay, let's get some color in here now. So that's the eyeball. The skin kind of goes right in there. That's going to be a whole nother color in there. All right, I got to clean out the airbrush. Just getting this bowl clean, going to lighter colors. Okay, looks like it's pretty good. Sometimes the bowl can still have some dirty dirty paint apire on it that mixes in. I don't put a lot of paint in there, that's for sure, but it still can get in there. Okay, so I'm going to take the first color I made and use that first here. Let's see. This won't be so noticeable because it's super light. You would almost think it's white, but it's not. It's a greenish color, and I'm going to just put it in as a base. It's an opaque color, and I'm going to work from light to dark. Testing it, making sure the gun's clean. Okay, so right in here, let's zoom in. Fun times now, the zoom. I don't know if anybody has tried it yet, but the Larry has designed one that disappeared on me. Sorry. What's the name of that brush? Second, 0.2, 0.3 are just freaking amazing and so smooth. They are going to give a lot of people a run for their money. So where is that brush? Is that the brand? And where is that? Is that an airbrush you're talking about, right? Sounds interesting. All right, so I do have a light pencil line right there, little guy right there, and I should raise this painting up a little bit. I have a shelf here that it's sitting on, and it can really, my whole hand could get thrown off very easily without much thinking. It's just not good. So we want to just raise that up. You guys can still see what I'm working on. Okay. So I'm going to get into this area. See that color right there? It's like a light mint green. And I'm not too worried about the overspray in here because it's going to actually, I can clean it up a little without getting too edgy with the soft eraser. But that's another color drifting in from another green. So just clean that up a little bit. Yeah, that's a little smeared graphite right there. Seems to be under in a lot of places, so I'll put it first, and second we'll bring it down, other colors over it. I see that in here, so I'm going to put it in. And again, you guys aren't going to see a lot here at this point. Hopefully you see something, right? Getting pretty close to the edge, but up here it kind of rolls in. It will cover those pencil lines with second coats and what have you. I should cut the piece out to put the, it's like a bluish, it's not this color exactly, off of the iris, the pupil. And I'm going to look and see if I can put it right in here a little bit. So it's a pre-made color that will act as a base. Kind of like the fire painting I was working on. Oh, I see a little whisper of that color in there too. All right, and just dust a little here light. Hopefully that will work. Now I'm second coating it to make it be the full strength of what it's supposed to be. Have a little blowout there. Too much air. Okay. Just walk it up here. I'm just using a pump stroke here. Yeah, right onto the thing. Okay. Yeah, you guys can see that, right? I was trying to pump in this. I should aim more like that, but you won't see it. So, but I hit the pupil. Okay, I think I got enough in there of that. Okay. Put the lid on this so I don't lose it. Okay, so let's go to this color here. just going to whisper it in a little bit right there. I don't care if the pencil lines show through because they're actually going to be helpful for placing things. Little marks in the iris. Overspray is going a little bit onto the black. So I have to protect the iris later when I put that back on. That's not a problem though. There's a nice soft edge there that I don't really have. Let me see if I can get it with this color. I was trying to do that there, but let's just see what happens. Kind of freehand over the black edge a little bit. I'm kind of ruining the edge of that stencil, and it starts to look more softer. But there's other colors in there, so I don't want to get that dark. Let's go with an overall coating here. That will get covered with some browns up in there as we go. There's a whisper of this color in different places, so let's just back the airbrush away a little bit and kind of dust it in a little here and there. Okay. Where else do I see this? Maybe a little bit right here. You guys can't see that if I put my hand out of the way on a small painting. Just want to check this for erasing a little bit. Where's my sharpener? Little speckles and stuff, but in all honesty, I think they would come out better with a color spraying in there, lighter color. Okay. So do I have that everywhere I want that for now? That's it there. That's the other color. A little bit here. Time to take this line, this highlight out a little bit. The pencil. cleaned the tip of the thing off on the copy paper. Okay. It's going to blow into the black there, so it doesn't matter. Yep. Yeah, a little scratch right there. That could be a fingernail or whatever. Those little fine lines would be nice with the airbrush to get in there. I almost feel like my Micron's not getting the tighter lines. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it needs a Takumi. Super fine lines, like lightning bolts kind of guys. Shifting colors again. Drop of water. And we'll see how it goes. All right, so that needs to be protected a little bit. So it goes up higher. Okay. I could use Frisket on this and make my life easier, but I didn't. Wow, you're saying they blow it away. So I don't have no Micron, right? Nothing. Any cause price, can't afford it. Yeah, I hear you there. But I'll read the comments later too. I have 98, which da, da, da. Oh, okay. The Artist Workshop does a review on them. That should be interesting. He has a very professional page, very good artist, very good. Great stuff. If it's the one I'm thinking of, yeah. I think he does like talking over his videos, you know, like dubs in his voice later. That's really good. Okay, so this will be just a little, this will be black up here, but I'm going to just take this color and do the shape. It's going to be really dark in here. But it will be dark, it'll be black. Just sculpting out the shape of the highlight. That's all dark up there. Okay. I'm going to try a little micron action here and see how I can do. It's a small painting, I know. You guys should yell at me. But if you had, if audible, you know, like I could hear you, hey, you're blocking the artwork. That would be cool. When you get a smaller painting, you know. Little visual noise, right? A little micron action here. Little spider veins and stuff. Okay. There's a nice big one here, but it's kind of out of focus a little, so I'll just kind of do it from a distance. And I see a lot of brown in there and stuff too, so. Try not to block you guys, so I don't want to aim wrong. Yeah, just getting a few things in there that are in the picture, but okay, so where is this? Where are we here? Right there. It's right under here. There'll be some tints of brown. That's where transparency can come in and all that kind of cool stuff. All right, I don't think we're going to go after any of that right now. I will put a little of this color right here. Real gingerbread, because this isn't even the right color actually right now. Now it's a little straighter. Okay. Straight is straight, so. But I'm not going to use the glue side. This sticky note, I'm just going to use the straight edge and let it flutter a little. Capturing that. Now I'm just going to fire in my darker color right here. And then of course, there'll be that other color right here. Kind of just second coating it. So much easier for my eyesight to deal with this, this scene. I better just dust it in a little bit because I'm going to miss, on this weird angle, I'm going to miss, and I don't like that. That's more yellow. I got to be careful there. All right, so what do I got? Okay. The Micron is a great gun. I'll listen to people out there that are talking about other guns, though, just for the sake of learning and knowing. But my eyes are set right now on uh, getting in the future, if I can, get the latest model they have out, Takumi. Different people I've talked to that love it, that are really great artists. So it makes you, want to think about it. All right, so I'm going to go back to the black and get a little touch up going on. Very careful, gingerly. I can't mess up colors I've got already. I'm really just trying to take my time on this one. And that's what I want to do. Oh, part of the problem. I'm glad I checked the airbrush. It's trailing. Basically, paint's coming out when I don't pull back the trigger. So I'm just going to take out the Michael McClung. How you doing? And who else we got there? Astra. Oh, faded on me. Hello, guys. Thanks for joining in. Okay. I will be catering to some Facebook Lives too, which you guys probably could care less about. Well, some of my guys are from that world, but I don't want them to think I disappeared, especially if this doesn't get shared or whatever. It can be like, where'd you go? It's like, I'm taking the same time spot. So now I'm going to get that black in here and just kind of hopefully kill the edge freehand. What I mean by kill the edge is get rid of the hard edge from the stencil. And it's working. Gotta have total focus on this one. Yeah, it's just softening the edge a little. It's blurring it. And then a little brown's gonna come off there, so that'll even work better as I work this. Okay. I believe that's a brown. Whoops. So I'm not gonna put the black around that highlight. It's not a black, it's a brown. Killing the scratch area here. Fixing the erased area here. That's gonna allow me to have that new color of the eyelid. A little more air pressure and I'll get in here. Going over some overspray, some scratches. Here's where the feather stroke comes in. Nice in here. Again, I'm going to try to blur the edge a little bit here. It's working. It's working. So the nice little stencil edge is going away, and it's becoming more rounded and soft. No, this is not a painting in a box. No, this is from a. I got this last year sometime. I got it from Unsplash. The actual painting. Whoops. The actual photograph was from a free image website. You know, he does the human eye and stuff. I don't think he does this one. Not sure. And I would ask him if I had one of his in a box paintings, I would probably ask him if I could paint it as a demo, and I'd be telling everybody, showing them everything from the kit, because I saw a guy do a demonstration, not a demo. It's like he purchased the color theory in a box, and he did what do you call that when you're a review of purchasing it and being the owner of it, and he loved it. You know, I already owned it at that time, so I was hoping he was going to love it because he was doing a review. It's like the guys do an unboxing of, say, a new guitar or whatever, and hopefully they can uh, have something good to say about the product, right? Um, Usually, if it's a brand name like a Fender guitar or something, you're going to have positive reviews, you know. But this is just a painting I found, a photograph I found on the, whatchamacallit there, Unsplash. Might as well use the stencil, right, guys? Where I need it. Clean it up a lot actually, because there's little marks and stripe, little tiny back and forth. The blue, it's very hard to see. You know, little tiny things, but color goes in like it's almost wrapping around the because it is a muscle, right? There's all muscle inside the iris there, from what I've been told. I'm just cleaning up a little bit of overspray on there. Things you guys can't see. The highlights are not left in there right now. I might scratch them out later. I don't know. I should have protected them. There's one highlight, obviously, but I didn't. I don't know what I was rushing, I guess. So, got my work cut out for me. Now I'm going to aim the airbrush this way and just put a little more darkness. Like this is waiting for the reason why I didn't bring the black right to the edge is it's waiting for the sepia colors, not sepia, burnt sienna colors and things like that. So I want that to show up there. It's still kind of grayish, so it should be good. And it's dark here. I'm just going to go around this again. This little eyelid fades into the darkness. Sharpening it up. The more that the white gets covered, the more it will start to look very realistic and glowy. I think that might even have some white. The white paint is brighter than the clay board. I'll check that later, but I do believe that the highlight is whiter than the board. I would say yes, not even just looking at it real quick. Definitely. So it's not just erase down to the board and there's your highlight. I'm going to have to make the shape of that later and spray in that highlight right onto the white of the board. There's a little blue up there at the top of the highlight hitting. Really cool little whispers of blue in there. That's a little fat too, so I'll cut it in. It actually flares out this way. So I will cut this in probably somewhere around there. And then this little guy will get open more, but can't do it on this angle anyway. So that cleans it up nice. This eraser, so nice. Soft, a soft white eraser. Very soft, not like the plastic ones you get, you know, over at your art supply store. Okay, so this can go and cut right in here. You guys can see that, right? I'm going to cut that right in there. And then the actual eye, I think will be more comfortable doing it this way. Try it. Getting a little tip dry there. It's not flowing. Whoops, a little blowout. My bad. Okay. And again, a scratch. I don't know if it's the fingernail, but this paint is not hardened right now. So it's made to do this actually. It's made to be very easy to remove. But I don't want to be removing it with my fingernail. Okay. So the glassiness will come, the lens, which is round, the highlights laying on top of it, that gives it that final kick later on. Can't take any black in there because it's not black there. It's got a gray blue. I see violet in there. Under the color correct lighting, I see violet. I'm talking pastel violets, you know. I see the blue, cobalt blue down there. I already mixed that color, so I think I mixed it. Did I? No, I didn't mix it yet. I was too busy making the colors that you see right there. And this thinner here. I don't have that color mixed either. It's not, I'm not going to just start spraying all kinds of, I tested it. Actually, I did test before a little bit of a transparent sienna color, and it was not the color. I needed to mix it. It was too different looking. So I said, I'm not going to go. You can make a transparent match, but I didn't have it at the time. It was getting close to, time to go on here. So I couldn't do anything like that. That is there, and then it just tweaks around like this. Like that. It almost looks like the lid, but it's got a little brownish to it, brown tinge. I almost think some of this is sepia in here. Some of this, where the fur is going to be worked on. I'm just going to put some gray in. So you can go like this, whisper it in. Whoops. I'm spraying. Dark areas of where the fur is going to be working itself around. Let's see. So I'm going to order a dowel, and I'm going to get some synthetic paper. I have a little bit of paper from the Color Theory in a kit box. But I know you can use the dowel. You can't use a dowel or any scraping tool on here. You can use a sharp X-acto knife, but that's not what I want. So I'll probably be getting more and more into the Drew Blair synthetic paper, but I got to make sure I know what I'm doing on it. You know, I can't really do anything about getting any classrooms in a box or anything until later, probably the last quarter of the year. If it works, I mean, I'm talking about retirement time when things will change a lot, for me. I could focus on my business a little bit more. And I've talked to Drew about what, what I want to get, because it'll be one at a time, I want to get the right kit. After doing the Color Theory for a while, I think I want to work with transparents more. And I like the Tiger kit. I want to get that. It's just incredible. He does a little short video demonstrating, what you get in the kit, and it just the finished paintings are great. And all his stencils of that laser cut, you know, the laser cut stencils are wonderful, but there's really good ones, and then I guess there's some that are funky. Well, just like Drew's paintings are so incredible, well, he's going to make the stencils be incredible too. They're going to be accurate and puts a lot into it. And they're strong. They're very durable. Yeah, the gun's acting a little weird right now. It's probably needs a little cleaner through it. So I'll just dust a little here. Yep, tip dry. And I'll dust a little right here. Establishing some tone. There's a lot of like a wheat color, which I have made up for over here. I think I'll put that in next. Maybe I can use a little bit on there. But you can come back in and start picking out some hair, like some fur, like right here. Whoops. Now that's a bit fat, obviously, but that's the area it will go in. So what I usually do is I'll take the Tombow, you waste it a little bit, and then I'll bring it down to where you can just cut it, get rid of that funky end there. One more little hit right there. Nope, a little bit more. Because what I want to do is I want to have a nice edge. So I cut that off with the X-acto knife. And now when I push this out, I'll have a really good edge. So then if I come back in here and I go after something like that one, go through that one. Let's try it right here. I want to cut through some of the dark, so let's go right through this one. Ready? I'll just go from this angle. Skinny. You get the nice little skinny ones, like right in there. It takes a lot of time to do the fur, though. It's not something you could do real quick. But I want to try to leave them where they are, you know. Clean up around it. I guess the faster you go too, you can get some nice results. Right there. It's tiny. This is getting ruined anyway because I already used it the way. Okay, so let's get back in here because this has overspray on it. It's going to be like a bluish, a really nice, pretty blue in here, actually. And I could actually use the aggressive eraser here to get that edge back because I could push real hard. Because I went a little bit into an area that didn't need the black. Okay. Little by little. So I'll put the beige in. It's not going to be noticeable too much because it's so light, but I spent time mixing the color, and it is going to, the color does belong in the painting. And when the other colors come around it, like that and that little grayish brown, it'll make that beige, I'm calling it beige, super light color, stand out. Let's see what it looks like without color around it. Again, I'm trying to work light to darks in areas I can. So I'll get a little risky with some, just for a second. I just want to get a little risky. I just want to put a whisper of this. This is transparent. Now, it's not a mixture. I didn't make the mixture to be accurate, but I just want to see a little color in here that I could always paint over. Let me just try it. I'm painting mostly in the black right now, and I'll, whoop, need a little more air. It might work right at the edge. Transparent's nice because you can erase it. Yeah, that's working. So I'll put it in here. I'm painting on the black mostly down here, and I will lift the painting up because it's too low to do anything with it there. Okay, put that over more, like somewhere around there. Okay, and this will keep that from fluttering. All right, so there's a little bit of sienna in here. Matter of fact, I'm going to ruin this area a little bit more by just going into it a little bit, back and forth with the black and the transparent sienna. burnt sienna. That's good. I don't have to make any particular shapes there. All right, so it's a little heavy right here, so I'll spray it right on the black, and then I'll bury it later. It might be a little too saturated, but just a little bit. Whisper it out there. That's it. Just a dusting over here. Oh, the photograph. A little dusting. See, it's too saturated, but I'm just going to put a little bit around the eye, so makes me feel happier. Oh yeah, it's up here anyway. Just see how that behaves. Transparent on top of an opaque color. Just a little, because it's darker. I'll just put that in there for now. That's playing with transparency, you know what I mean? Because like this is not this. I'll put a little bit in here that I can paint over. Even my pencil lines, I'm leaving them there for now, because I'm going to put the beige in now. Whatever we want to call it. Okay, I haven't been looking at my comments. I'm sorry. I don't know if anybody's That's the one thing about comments. They pop up for a moment. You have to actually hit the live chat thing. Michael, are you talking about the painting? What camera are you using, Bill? Well, for this is something from a free website. I have a Nikon 5100. I have my cell phone. I've gotten some beautiful pictures with my cell phone too. But the fire painting that I did, that is from my camera. That is from my Nikon. Okay, so that is that, and there's the photo. Now I got to get more red in here and stuff, and pump up the yellows and stuff. But that is my Nikon camera right there. And it didn't fit, so I cropped it and pasted it together to make it bigger, because Walgreens doesn't allow me to get all the full size sometimes. So that's that painting from my camera. That's an ultimate original, right? From your camera to the surface. Okay, so what else we got here? Thank you, sir. Thank you, JC. Appreciate that. Okay, so let's get that lighter color in there. Sometimes if you make a real little bit of color, it won't last long. All right, I called it number 5. I didn't even write down on here what I used to make it, but I can tell you one thing, I used a lot of white. And you can't really tell, but if I put this color on the paint, on the photograph, let's see if I can do that. Right here, it should disappear. That's a gray, a little grayer. Mine's a little more saturated, but if you move over here, that's the color there. So I really should have put that right there. It gets lost. Then it gets lost. You can't see it because I matched it. But where it has little tints and stuff, it won't be as bright. But right there, that's pretty much the color. It looks a little brighter. I think I threw some white in it. I got a little tired at the end, and I lightened the color. But that, to me, it's like, who cares? You know, at this point, it's a smidge lighter, I do believe, but it does dry darker, I do believe. So let me spray it. Boy, that's a water. I put a lot of water in that. A lot of distilled water. Hope it's not going to be too watery. All right, so I'm just gonna spray. I'm not worried about erasing this out. This probably has a little bit of graphite. I could do a little erasing, I guess. It's graphite under there from preparing the drawing and sectioning off different areas and smearing it a little bit and clean it up a little bit. Okay, so I see a little blue up there, gray blue, and that would be in the original painting. This was done in 2023. I do believe it was 2023. This is the cat, the full cat. That's his eye blown up. I thought that would be a nice project. And that's the cat there, the full cat from the website. And I liked it. It was cropped. You can't see the jowls or the little mouth or anything, but you could see that's that eye there. That's this eye blown up. I did that on a Facebook Live. Yeah. Michael Drew is spelled D-R-U. I'm not being, I'm just letting you know. You probably know that. But it's the D-R-U, not D-R-E-W. Okay. Okay, so I'm seeing a change here, but it's going to be there for when I need it. I'm putting it in. Let me just get down here more. The way you know you're putting it in is it starts covering the pencil lines over there. And I'll just bring it right up in here. Again, you're not seeing much, but it is the right color, more or less. Here it comes. Now it's coming in more. Once you second coat it and hide the pencil lines, it'll be underneath. Paint the light, the dark. So it'll be waiting for the right color next, after this. So I'll put it here. I'm going to semi-cover that pencil line a little bit. There we go. I can still see it, and that's fine for me. Little guidelines, right? Little lines that will help you put things in the right place. And it seems to run into here. So it's down now, it's waiting. And it seems to do a little bit of this too. It goes a little bit in, a little air pressure here to do this. Ruins the edges of that a little bit. Okay, it's in there, and it's here too. Now I'll turn the air down. And when you're painting light to dark, you don't know what you're doing. It's like, is anything going on there? That kind of thing. But it is. I could see the difference of the white of the board. Put it up here, right in there. Okay, so it's in there waiting for the next color, and they'll start to make sense. I'm going to dust it over that lead over on the edge there, just to have a little mark to know where this dark goes right here. Okay. Clean up all the erasers with the air. Okay. Okay, so thanks, Michael. Yeah, if you like it, hit the like button, because I would imagine if 150 people watch it and you see like 6 likes say on the fire painting, I would imagine, I would hope that more people than 6 like the painting because they've watched it. I got the analytics back of time watching and all that stuff, and hopefully that some more likes would, just, not everybody remembers. I've enjoyed a lot of videos. I try to like them if I enjoyed them because it helps the actual person that's putting it out, gives it out to more people, more artists will get to see it. My channel will build better. I'll get more people on it, which is what I'm trying to do. Because when I set out to do private classes, the more I have students on there that are getting the free stuff, the more I can turn around and get people to join up for the private classes, for hopefully more in-depth. Well, it will be more in-depth. It will be like the mentor classes with Tim, something like that, where you got all kinds of one-on-one with the teacher kind of thing. Okay, let's put a little bit in here. A color shift almost. Too little of paint to make it shift, but okay, that's good there. And we'll end this video with the black. The black and a little bit of that color there. Again, this is right out of the bottle. It's just to whisper a little bit in the black. It's not the right color, so I will be working on that later, making the right color, but I'm going to bury most of this. There's even a little blue in there. So now I'm going to put the black in, and where else I could just kind of, maybe we could, no, I don't want to put the wrong color there. As much as I want to show you guys something faster, transparents are very fast. It's not the right color. The transparent is, this blue is a blue gray. It has black in it. It has gray, white, black and white. It has cobalt blue. I remember this color from doing the original painting. Here it is bigger, you know. Look at all the blue around there. Lots of blues and out of focus and blurry. But the gray blue here, this little bit that's coming off the head of it's a blue gray. It's a slate color. And it's got orange in it because the opposite of blue is orange. So it's carefully thought out, not just, oh, let's whisper some, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I don't want to do that. I do like painting that way, especially like a t-shirt portrait or something. If you want to do a fast thing, you can take colors right out of the bottle and just mix on the canvas. It's fast. You start sculpting an eye. See, for example, we've got, where is it? Let me see. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, so I got this stencil from Drew. He has ones with irises and stuff too. So you could turn around and take, you can do transparents if you want. You could do fast stuff. You could do more accurate mixtures and stuff. That's no good. So let's take this and this right there. A little piece of tape. Okay, so let's just go monochromatic for a minute. Actually, I'll go black and white. I'll get the Tim's inks out here for a minute. All right. I haven't used them in a while. Hope it doesn't make the gun. I better put a little cleaner through here. That's the little eyedropper. Put the ink in. So I have the stencil from Drew. I forget what it came with. Did I buy it with the hair kit? I don't remember. I do not remember. But I got this stencil somewhere in the mix. Turn down the air. Just about speed, right? So, whoops, that was not cool. Okay, that's working out. Got to put a piece of tape on the paper too, or the paper will collapse. Okay, so we'll just do that. I'm going to hit the tips of these with the lighter, the middle gray, the tips. And I'm going to come back in with the darker, and you can get those real accurate hairs. And we'll whisper in, we'll do another color there. Okay, so now I'm just going to switch this over to, because the hairs can get lighter at the eyelashes can get lighter at the edge. They're almost see-through, which they're translucent. You know, your photograph will always give you your answers. The dark mixture. Boy, I haven't used these in a while. And make sure to put that lid back on, because when you take the lids off, you take the caps off. And I've spilled about a bottle of black quite a while ago. Lost about probably most of the black to just not putting the lid on it. It's still trailing. Oh, come on, don't do this. Okay. So down tight in here. Just trying to do it quick. Yeah, you get a little bit more right in here. So I'm hitting the bottoms of the lashes. So you go from dark to light, kind of. Then you could come in with your, now I don't have his iris thing, so I would have to come in and I could do a pupil with this. This is one of his other shields. So I'm just going to kind of find it right there. That's good enough. It's just a demo. Just a little whisper there just to kind of find out where I'm going. I guess I'll keep it black and white just to make it simple. Probably a bigger, right there. Oh, getting speckly. Why? Well, still shows you stuff. Airbrusher maybe? Maybe because the paint and these two things are not liking each other. Whoops, that's too dark. Which one was it? It was this one. I should clean it off to see it, but that's good enough. I'm only going for this part. Little eyebrows. Sorry. The stencils are nice, yeah. You can just kind of go inside the shapes that are already given. and tie it together, and start to get more realistic, as you go. And you could take something like this. Let's see. That would be more like this. Yeah. Let's see. This would be more tilted. I should have been a little later there, but you get the idea. I'll freehand that. And so on. It looks crazy right now, but just trying to show you his stencils and things like that. You can start sculpting in the face, get a nostril down here. So what I'm trying to say is the actual transparents, like this ink, are really nice to work off of. Whoops, too much of a turn. And so on and so forth. You get the idea. I'm not trying to do a pig nose here. So anyway, that would be, I should have done a bigger iris. Definitely should have done a bigger iris. Try a freehand one. Now I'm really ruining it. You get the idea. It's spooky looking now. But transparents can really, really take you, go fast, especially if you're into that speed thing. I like that. This is slow, what I'm doing. Very slow. All right, so the black, not the black ink. I'm going to flush that out. Man, I put too much liquid in there. Just distilled water, but trying to blow it out is like taking an hour. I didn't have to clean it that much because my black is black. But now I'm going back to the paint. The India ink takes very long to build up. Oops, water. Okay, here we go. Slow that down a little bit. Whoops, sorry guys. I was just cleaning up this little area here. Okay. So, just want to see if this got any overspray on it. A little tiny bit, not too bad. Got to be careful because you could ruin it without the stencil there. All right, I'll just darken this in here. Okay, that's a little crazy, that one. Okay, at this stage, this is where you can really start ruining things, right? Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, JC. That's a nice compliment. Okay. So I'll put the photograph up here again, and you can see colors and stuff. The green. Highlight's not kicked up yet. I'll put the highlights in on the next video. I'll put the little soft. Now that's a transparent that I have mixed there. That if I spray it on a piece of paper and test it and don't go too far, I have the color. So I am going to end the video adding one more color because I don't want that to dry out, you know. So that little wonderful, I'm going to call it aqua kind of bluish, greenish blue. So that's what aqua is, right? But I didn't mix a color. Let's see, what did I do? I took a couple of transparents together and, you know, like I put some, let's see, it's a Viridian, so I put red in it, transparent, no white, and I put probably a speckle of, I don't remember, I might have it written down, make my own color there, no white though, and that allows me to have a transparent, but you got to be very careful. Here it is. Because it's so dark, you don't think that that's the color, right? It's so dark in there. But if I spray it, and I tested my little sample. That's why I want to learn more about transparency. I did learn a lot at the school, but you forget things. I took notes and everything else, but still in all, there's so much to learn, and you never stop learning. Okay, so I'm going to take that color and make sure that airbrush is clean from that black. Cleaning the bowl a little bit. Getting that black off the higher parts of the little side bottle cup. And I noticed too with this, I'll show you. Now it's water because I used really quick a little bit of index to spray in that thing. Most of the time I use 4012, but I just grabbed the index. But I sprayed it into the water cleaning station because it will make you cough your brains out. It's bad for you. It's very bad. Okay. And these are all bad habits I had when I was teaching my classes. You know, you get really lazy with taking care of yourself. Where's my handle? I like my handle on there. So I'm going to put the dark color in. That's looks very dark, and it is dark if you spray 1 second too long. So, but that's how I wanted to do the tinting on here. Not have an opaque color that covers so much. So you want to be able to use transparents and opaques. But if you need to have an exact mixture, you can do it with both, but I got to master that more to get faster. So here's my dark color. It looks very green, right? But I'll spray it on this paper here. So there it is there. There it is real light, super light. Here it is dark. And it will keep getting darker and darker and darker. So how do you control that on there, right? When it's just a whisper. So hopefully I will behave. Turn the air down real low. And I'm going to just whisper a little bit of this color right in here. Well, I'm seeing overspray from the black. I can't do that there. Okay, that's not good. All right, so I'm going to have to clean that up. I don't want to ruin the color. So here would be a sample of taking transparent and going. I learned this from Steve Driscoll, and Drew taught it too. I learned it from Steve back in the t-shirt days. So to see the lighter value there, right? It's lighter, it's darker down here. You have to pick, you have to see where on the scale your transparent mixture is that you want to take, somewhere in here. So that means with the control of freehand, you want to just whisper it on like that. So we'll go around the eye like this. See, it's very light. Not like this, right? Same color, but it's going to do the job. But I have black overspray, and I don't want to spray onto it. It'll just ruin the color completely. And it's nowhere else. It's just on this side and that side. So I'll clean that up. That hopefully will stay for next week. If not, I'll have to make it again. So, okay, I went 12 minutes over again, the 2-hour window. Okay, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. And I will finish this one on YouTube. I will try to start, I'm going to start a project for Facebook. So I'm not sure what day I'm going to do this live again, but right now, it might be a 2-week gap even, but right now, it's not going to go to, I'm not going to take this to Facebook and finish it there. So thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's been a blast. That's great. That's cool. Yeah. You got the opaques and you've got the opaques and transparents. So you got to learn to use them together. This is transparent added in here, right? On top of my already base colors. So there'll be some browns in here. There's a lot of little texture and little tiny flicks of line work and veins and all kinds of cool stuff that you see in there. Can I do it? That's the thing. I don't have stencils for that. So, all right, guys, take care. I'll see you next week sometime. Look for me on YouTube and look for me on Facebook. Take care. Be healthy. God bless you guys, and I'll see you later. Thanks, Michael. Thank you, guys. Take care, everyone.